just crossed. Of course, Dad and I weren't quick enough to get a closer video, but baby just losing its spots by the looks of it. It was running pretty fast.
Well, we'll see if I can do this. I've been blowing on this for another half hour anyway. Blow both directions because you can't get to everything from back here, but keep in mind, I've got like almost at least an hour and a half of cleaning on this radiator between last night and this morning. And of course, you know, you keep flipping hoses around and then you can't get around where you were. Here we go. That's all the dust that I've been getting out of it. Generally best to blow from the back forward, but you know, they had to get in the way. I don't know why, but this way works too. The top of the radiator, which wasn't too bad. Get this thing in the right spot in my hand so I can work it down here. This is deep again. And then obviously I've got a couple good holes going straight through. All you do is keep working it. Okay, the next option is introduce water. But even that, you know, it's all the farther those coolers move without taking all this out of here, because there's a crossbar right here that one's against. And I got to looking at it, it's like, yeah, if you're going to do that, you better take the freaking hood off, and I don't want to, yeah, not worth it. We'll just work around it. We're done blowing on that sucker for now. Kind of nice, got her with the leaf blower to keep me so I could see what I was doing.
Yesterday I was just...
But yeah, got a lot out of it. A lot more than I thought was in there. But you know, I also knew there was enough in there. It wasn't getting airflow. And yesterday, somebody noticed something on here. She noticed it won't move now. Sure, it was this one. Maybe it was the other one.
It was this.
It's this side. I think it's this one had been broken and repaired before we got it. So down in here it had been all
You wanna know why?
cobbled up. Why? Because you backed in.
These are raised up.
Oh, those were, no, that shouldn't make any difference. Yeah, it would. A little rotate. Anyway, if she'll let me sneak in here and we look up, it's cracked around there. I don't know how the hell it's still on there being cracked around there.
I don't know either.
Because it doesn't go through. And it's kind of yeah, it's dirty, but it is how it's supposed to be.
Okay, but at least I didn't...
It's got a sleeve and a rod through it. So, and to get that out, you don't want to have to. Cotter key is the easy part. But to actually get that out, you got to get this off, pull this bolt, then you can get this away from there. Then you can lift it out. And it's going to be fun to weld. And I don't know how I'm going to get all the way around it because I can't get on this side. But if I can get 3/4 of the way around, maybe. And it's going to get a couple pieces added to it. She's a bit warm. Oh, she's a bit warm down here too. This one I got to do something about. Good thing there's dog water in here. Sorry, need both hands. Okay, now that I peed on the floor, piece of cardboard I had to protect this when I was doing most of the welding. Excuse me. Hopefully you can see that. Maybe. There it is. I can see it now. I just went all the way around it. Below my weld is a cluster of weld because apparently the shaft itself broke before we ever got this. So I welded basically almost 3/4 of it from the other side. You know, I still lift that up and do that. So that's what I did. And I'm going to wipe that off because I see a dingle ball on the shaft. I don't want to stick the dingle ball down in there. It's probably still a little warm too. We'll see, right? If I scream, it was hot. Yeah, it's warm in here. That looks better. Dingle balls around it, I'm not going to worry about. I'm going to throw that rag down there. Now the question is, will it go back down? We get shorty here. Uh-oh. I know it'll finish going down. I mean, I just put my hand on it and picked up. Oh, might have to do a little wiggling. Put the cotter key back in. Then we should be ready to go, you know, like 2 hours later than I wanted to, but that wasn't so bad. I put shorty down. Grab the door stop here. It only first hit and it broke it free, second hit and it dropped freely. So yeah, that's done. This needs some lubrication. They get a little stiff. You can tell where it rides, but you know, all the dust we've been in. And the bad thing is, whatever you lube it with, the dust is going to stick to, unless you use graphite. That's another story on itself. So, it's ready to go. Well, there's spots on my window, spots on my hood. I think they're mostly on the window from coming straight up the hill. There you go. That's how that's done. Wasn't any dew this morning, so all we would have had was a little bit of toughness. And Becky was in town, said it was raining for nice half an hour ago, and well, gee, that's way off from what the weatherman said last night. It was supposed to be raining here by 7 o'clock. Now we're 9:30 and we're getting a little, but we're gonna see what happens anyway. I mean, you know, not that I wanted in a bale getting rained on, but to get this piece baled up, they can all sit out here and dry. We're only supposed to have a little bit of rain today, I think. And then it was, you know, we might get 6/100ths of an inch here, or we might get 1/10 of an inch, and that's pretty much all they're forecasted for.
Your neighborhood, the right and around the house, or do you want to do the left of the trees and turn your flashes off?
We'll go to the right around the house that way. That way I got the short mirror to the trees. I like to go that way. You know, it doesn't matter with an inline baler. I think I'm going to go down here before I go down this. And I should be able to run all this down here in second gear. Because, you know, there's a couple steep spots, but nothing like right there or over the edge over there. So, anywho, like I said, we're going to see what happens. I mean, my hood's damn near dry now. We may have already got everything we were going to get. The hill over there looks like it's still raining, but, you know, that's 10 miles away almost. And up on top, maybe it is, maybe it's not. But we're right in the split. It'll either follow that ridge that way, or it'll follow it the other way, or it might come right straight through here. It's kind of the weird thing about having the ridge the way it is. It'll hit and go 3 different directions, or it might go all 3, who knows. But anyway, we'll see what happens. I stopped by the tractor wash when I came in. kind of like I couldn't see squat. But look at that. Holy moly. Nice clean windshield. So we got 68 bales up there total. It drills out 38 to 42. It all depends on how the corners work out. And I usually check acreage before doing the corners, and then, or do half the corners is usually pretty accurate. So yeah, we didn't keep our 2 bale an acre average, but we did pretty decent, I think. She just tweaked her elbow. She spun more hose off the reel up there so she could get to this side. She needs to do my hood too. This whole thing needs it. I mean, look, she washed this part, but that part looks ugly. Oh well, I gotta finish figuring this because the first part we did yesterday is on cash rent and the rest of it's on shares, so I gotta have a bale count for all of it separately. It's not too hard to figure. I'm just gonna figure 2 bales an acre on the cash rent, and the rest is on the shares. I'm just following the dust. That's all I can do. We got the little patch across the road down there done. Only tied 1 bale there, but left 2 of them laying there. And I think there's either 3 or 4 in this field now. But we started, bailed our way in from the road of the driveway since I cut that. And then came in and came this direction, and we haven't gone down below yet. Ty decided she wanted to split it, so, under her mercy, all I can do is follow her. And the grass is always greener where? Huh. Funny how there's straight lines like that. I don't know that this is gonna average as well as that last field did. There's right at 30 acres here. I want to say it was 35 acres before they put the mobile home up here, and then we quit going there because we used to go along the road up to the driveway into that other mobile home up there, and then across and around. But I never liked to drive down there, and didn't matter if you had oats or wheat in here, neither one liked to mature down there and stay green. And when we were making little bales up here, the bale wagon didn't like that. So we finally told him, hey, we're going to quit farming that part. Because you get in there with the bale wagon, you couldn't get out of there. Just a pain in the butt. It wasn't bad when we didn't, before his new house was up here and the driveway was in the way, it wasn't bad. And you can see in the trees, they come up and they end up here. So that's why the one guy said that I surprised him at 5 in the morning when he looked up and saw a tractor go by. He was skidding out of here and I didn't know he was there because I couldn't see him. Sorry, change hands, shift gears. Cough in your ear. So anyway, got my hydraulics working just like it's been. Turned it on for a little bit. I made most of the first round with it on. So we got down to the other end, and then it was going to overload, so I backed it off. Then it dumped everything all at once. I didn't have enough pressure, so I had it back on, and I got it straightened out. Running 330, 340 for a load, and that's where I want to be. And usually it's hard to do that, especially when you get into the drier crops. So I, kind of wonder what all the issues are going on. Who knows, but anywho, we is up here now. Get to see their logging stuff a little later. Anybody want some wild carrot, aka Queen Anne's lace? A couple years ago, this field was full of it, and I'm like, oh shit. So I did my research. If we were feeding it to horses, that'd be a big no-no. It doesn't hurt cows though. And they actually seem to like it. And yeah, we're still up here, so we're running around. loggers left a little bit ago. Let them up at the other end. They were on the road going by anyway. And nicely overcast, which is helping, keeping the moisture around 14%. But now keep in mind, I know that's off, so 14% on that, we're probably more like 9 or 10%. And a lot of this is pretty dusty. And something I've never noticed on these rigs. I know going down the road, it tracks off to the left. The right tire, it's going in a straight line. The left one, I noticed it pulls over and keeps doing this. It's the bent tie rod doing it. What's she gonna do now? She's gonna go and get that. Well, part of it is I left the bale in her way, I think. That one. And yeah, I gotta move those when we start to do that. I'm not sure why she chose to cut it off already. Hey, there's a nice log motor, another one over there. Got some piles of wood over there. Oh, that's what she was doing. Cutting a couple windrows off the end. Or a windrow. I may as well get it while I'm waiting for her to get out of the way.
Sorry about that. I was going to run directly into the bale.
They should have not used her steering wheel. She could have come over here and got this corner while she was screwing around. Oh well. And yeah, look, more tansy. That's a pretty healthy plant. See, I left another bale in the way. Now I got 4 bales to move. We usually don't split it there until it comes to a point that you split it. But anyway, I thought I'd show you this is just an optimum day for baling. No, quite seriously. Well, you're looking at it. End of the field. End of the day. I'm gonna go back this thing in the barn. Take my keys out of that for the pickup. He's gonna fold up and park wherever. And we're gonna go home. And 30 acres up here. Ow. And I've been having more goats. 30 acres, 24 bales. So that totally wasted our average we had going, doesn't it? And 2 bales across the road. Well, I got 26 bales up here. That's not even a full load on the semi. But hey, it'll all fit one trip. And then we don't gotta worry about it. It's done. Tomorrow we'll hitch a ride up here somehow. And by the way, that is shut off. It just takes a while. We'll hitch a ride up here and go to the bottom of the hill and turn into the creek bottom down there on the grass, and then I'll learn how to manually run everything again, because I know the grass is going to be totally different. But hey, it is what it is. And I wish I'd had time a few years ago. I had the landowner's permission to clean all this crap up. Then we would have worked that in with the field, because it comes, we used to come up the end of the barn, but it got such a pain in the ass for a little tick right there, you know, go 40 feet just to screw everything up. And he used to keep all this mowed off. I need to get my trailer out of there someday too. I can't even get the tractor back into it now. But anyway, I'm gonna let you go so I can back in. I mentioned I still needed to come check this piece. This is our token piece that we planted. Planted about 2 or 3 days after the neighbors planted, and theirs is all turned. This is spottier. This also didn't get any fertilizer, and theirs did. I'd say it worth cutting for the big baler, but if it'll cut, I don't think it's going to cut with the dam. No, that's the problem. This through here, it won't cut. Down along the trees will cut all right. Kind of make a line and straight through. That'll cut. Maybe the upper part might, but I think, yeah, it looks like right over here. And that'll cut. So we just pulled in here and said maybe it'll go in little bales, but know, unless I throw batteries in the swather and come cut with it, it ain't gonna go in bales. Because I know the disc mower ain't gonna cut it really down. Something to think about though. I don't know. I really don't. And we're still working our way home. So, and it's about time this is usually up. So I gotta think about this. Think about how bad we want to come and get a few baled.
I already made your decision. We're doing it.
She says we're doing it.
As tall as most of this is, yeah, we're doing it.
That means she's going to be finding some batteries to put in the swather to get it running so it'll cut this. Because most of that's not going to cut with the disc mower. It's just going to lay over issues we already had this year. So anyway, we'll see what happens. So I'm going to say thanks for watching. And yeah, it's always nice when you're trying to raise hay and you got people that do absolutely nothing with their property but grow tansy.
Well, they can talk there to the neighbors that have sheep.
This used to be clean. This whole little valley we're in right now used to be clean. Didn't used to be any tansy at all. And you know, I got people that were on my ass to cut hay because of the fire danger this year. Well, they got a whole bunch there that's fire danger.
They have cows in there now?
Yeah, they got cows in there now.
Steers, sorry.
Yeah, steers. They got some weird sheep or goat thing. I don't know what it is.
They're sheep. They're called Jacobs. They're the ones that have the horns out one way and the horns the curl.
And they got jackasses back there in the trees. I don't think you saw them. Oh well. I'm not gonna go back for it.
Those are mamas.
No, there's 2 jackasses there.
Those actually donkeys.
Yes.
Oh.
Okay. Anyway,
That's new.
thanks for watching, everybody. I guess you could say we actually had a good Monday. Got that much done. Hope y'all have a great Tuesday.